the morning watching that fucking Meghan Markle special, and it sobered me right up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
something
Maureen.
killed your vibe.
Did you watch all episodes of this?
No. I will go hard in the paint.
Oh, honey, Meghan Markle's worst nightmare just walked into the spotlight, and the internet is having an absolute field day. You won't believe what's unfolding behind the scenes. It's chaos, pure, fiery, royal chaos. So here's the tea. Conservative YouTuber and straight shooter Megyn Kelly teamed up with her partner in snark Maureen Callahan and dropped a parody video. But not just any parody. This one, it shredded Meghan Markle's carefully curated Duchess persona. And now, word is, Meghan's absolutely losing it. Sources close to the scene say she's furious, like boiling, like pacing the mansion in Montecito, furious. And let me tell you, she's not just mad, she's threatening to sue.
Reminds me of your wedding cake, and he's like, I tasted your wedding cake, and I was like, that's a weird thing to say. Who says that? And the reason he said that, it soon became clear, was because he went to the tasting with her.
Yup, you heard that right. Meghan Markle is apparently so upset, so deeply offended, she's now calling in her legal team to go after Megyn Kelly. But here's the kicker. This wasn't some wild made-up takedown. No twisted rumors, no exaggerated gossip. This parody, it was just a straight-up mirror. And girl, Meghan did not like what she saw. That reflection, too real, too raw, too close to the truth. What began as a cheeky piece of satire has now sparked an all-out war over image, ego, and control. And oh, the irony is delicious.
Like, I just threw this on. I don't know how I got to be wearing this entirely cashmere white outfit. Yeah.
In the kitchen.
There was a juxtaposition there, you're right.
And then Mindy says to Megyn, she starts asking her to break down.
Let's get real here. The video didn't invent anything. It just amplified what so many people already whisper. Megyn, as portrayed in the skit, comes off as out of touch, painfully narcissistic, and still clinging to that royal connection she supposedly despises. And the public? They didn't cry foul, they cheered, they laughed, they clapped back with glee. Megyn Kelly didn't just hit a nerve as she blasted it. The parody? Short, sharp, savage. It painted Megyn as this fame-obsessed influencer who acts like she's saving the world with a side of avocado toast.
Doesn't. And she is the most insecure person I have seen in the public eye in a long time. That is why everything had to be perfectly curated. It was like, that's the biggest absurdity.
Jam jars, yoga, hypocrisy, privilege, you name it. The parody served it all on a silver platter. It wasn't just funny, it was brutal. It exposed what many believe, that Megyn has built her empire not on honesty, but on playing the eternal victim. And oh, the moment she threatened to sue, that sealed the point. Insiders from Montecito claim her lawyers are already sniffing around trying to slap defamation on this parody. They're calling it harmful, cruel, damaging. But let's all take a breath. Satire is protected, and Megyn, she knows this. She absolutely knows.
Our mint, and then cut our flowers that are edible. But don't worry, she's a woman of the people. You can grow those just on your windowsill at home in New York, your edible flowers.
And don't forget your local beekeeper.
Yeah.
Your local beekeeper.
Oh, yeah, because she has a bee hive, which she goes to. That's how they open the whole series with her bees. And like, don't worry, if you don't have this, just go to your local bee.
So if it's not about truth, then what is it about? Control. Megyn wants control over her image, over the narrative, and over who gets to say what about her. But this isn't Buckingham Palace. It's Hollywood. And in Hollywood, trying to muzzle critics screams desperation, not power. And just like that, boom, social media went wild.
Just for kicks. I'm like, what? Local beekeeper. And everything that came up was the people who will kill bees in my
Oh my God.
Like, if you have a beehive and you want to get rid of it, here are like the 20 people who will kill it.
There you go. Absolutely.
Clearly we're living in different worlds.
Do you have a chicken coop?
No chickens. No, just the dead ones in the freezer.
Twitter was on fire. TikTok lit up, and get this, even some of Megyn's usual supporters, silent. Dead silent. Some even chuckled, and one analyst's tweet summed it up perfectly. You know you've hit a nerve when the Duchess calls her lawyers. The Streisand effect, alive and thriving. Megyn wanted to shut it down. Instead, she amplified it. That parody, now more viral than ever. Let's rewind, shall we?
Feed your chickens. Did you catch that?
Did not catch that.
She literally, Megyn, she has a chicken coop, and she talks, so she brings out, I don't mean to get off Mindy, but she brings out to feed them a thick disc of ice. And inside,
the chickens?
Oh, yeah. And inside that disc are frozen organic vegetables. which she then puts
For years, Meghan's been out here branding herself as a freedom of speech warrior, a feminist, a woman of the people, but here she is, freaking out over a parody video. Funny how that works. Where was this fire when South Park absolutely roasted her and Harry, or when the UK tabloids ran stories 10 times worse? Crickets. So what makes this different? It's simple. Meghan's outrage is selective.
be that much more golden.
Oh my gosh.
And nutritious. And then the camera pans to a miniature picnic table. It looks like something that would go in a child's dollhouse on the ground. And she says, "Don't laugh at me. That is my chicknick table where I put food for the chickens." Okay. In this economy.
Right. Well, same thing with her dog.
She's all for freedom, as long as she's the one doing the talking. The parody didn't just bruise her image, it sliced into her ego. Meghan, the queen of glossy vulnerability and dramatic tell-alls, couldn't take a joke. And instead of brushing it off, she's lashing out. This is the same woman who sat down with Oprah and said she was just so misunderstood. Fast forward, and now she's trying to silence anyone who doesn't play along with her narrative.
Who's Harry's friend's wife from Polo.
Oh, this
Again,
one.
So relatable. So some woman from Argentina who's married to Harry's polo player friend shows up. Again, not really a Meghan Markle friend. And for her dog, Meghan makes some sort of biscuits, which of course have only the organic materials.
That's not power, that's pure PR management. And Hollywood? Oh, they're watching closely. Studios, execs, brands, nobody rushed to her side. They stayed quiet. And in this business, silence? That's louder than a press release. Whispers are growing louder. Meghan is becoming a liability.
She's making the bacon because, the dog's just going to love it if it has a little bacon in it. And, she eats bacon all the time, she wants you to know, in her house.
Of course she does. Sure. She looks like it.
Right?
Yeah.
With her size like 00. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But here was the other thing. When you talk about the chicknick, I wrote this down just from the episodes I watched. She's got this little
Let's face it, the Meghan glow is fading. Spotify dropped her, Netflix backing away, her archetype's brand fizzling out. The parody didn't cause this. It just held up a neon sign saying, "Look," and the lawsuit threat, that wasn't strength, that was panic. Meghan isn't coming off as graceful. She's coming off as someone who can't take the heat. And Megyn Kelly, she's not backing down.
like rhyming or making these weird little plays on words that I think she thinks are very clever. Like the first episode, they're putting peas in a little pod, she and her makeup artist, and they're like, "They look like little green pearls. Green pearls, green pearls, green pearls, girls." Okay.
Far from running scared, Megyn Kelly stood her ground, and then some. On her show, she defended the parody as 100% satire, daring Meghan Markle's legal team to go ahead and try. And legal experts, they're all basically laughing in unison. One attorney even said Meghan would lose the case, but win a mountain of bad press. Because let's be real, you take a parody to court, you're basically confirming it struck a nerve.
Honey, honey. Oh. Honey, honey. Then they were cheersing their champagne with her little marmalade edition. Cheers, dear. Cheers, dear. Then there was, "It's darling and delicious. Darling and delicious." Then there was the tea following the champagne.
And now, Megyn Kelly's audience is booming. People are flocking to her for saying what many have wanted to say for years. With love, Megyn wasn't mindless trolling. It was a sharp, smart satire that poked at patterns people are tired of seeing. Victim 1 minute, villain the next. Begging for sympathy while throwing stones. Wrapping self-importance in the language of activism. And when called out, Megyn explodes. That reaction? It didn't discredit the parody. It validated it. And here's where things get really juicy. People were willing to give her the benefit of the doubt at first. But now, that goodwill has evaporated. It's gone. Because at the end of the day, the parody didn't just get under Meghan's skin. It exposed the skin itself. Thin, fragile, calculated. And let's be brutally honest, if Meghan had ignored the parody, it would have faded in a week. But because she reacted, because she threatened to sue, because she made it a headline, she lit a match under her own PR bonfire. She made everything worse. And here's what really stings for her. Megyn Kelly isn't afraid of her, not even a little. If anything, Kelly thrived off the backlash. Her audience exploded. Her support surged. She said what others were too scared to say. And she did it with a smirk. She proved that even royals, or former royals, aren't untouchable. untouchable. And that for Meghan Markle is the ultimate humiliation. Because let's face it, this isn't just about Megyn Kelly. It's about everyone who's ever dared to question the Duchess narrative. The journalists, the comedians, the YouTubers, the ex-staffers, the fans who turned skeptics. Meghan wants them silent. And that is terrifying. Because when someone builds their entire brand on giving people a voice, but then tries to take yours away the second you disagree, that's not empowerment, that's manipulation. And the world sees it now. This isn't just a PR misstep, it's a character reveal. And Hollywood, they're taking notes. Executives aren't blind, brands aren't dumb. They see the headlines, the lawsuits, the drama, and they're quietly stepping back, pulling out, moving on. Because no one wants to deal with someone who turns every joke into a courtroom. Meghan once had a real shot, a powerful platform, a global audience, a unique voice. But instead of using it to build bridges, she built walls. And now, those walls are closing in. And for what? To control a silly parody video? She could have laughed. She could have tweeted a witty reply. She could have turned it into a moment of grace and charm. But instead, she chose the worst option possible: the threat, the lawsuit, the drama. And in doing so, she confirmed everything the parody joked about. Every exaggerated trait, every narcissistic twist, every desperate grasp for relevance. She didn't disprove it, she acted it out. Meghan became the punchline of her own story. And now, that story's being written without her because this saga, With Love, Meghan, it was never just about a video, it was about ego, image, identity, and how tightly Meghan Markle is clinging to a version of herself the world no longer buys. What we've witnessed isn't just backlash, it's a reckoning. She can threaten all she wants, but the public has already decided. The Duchess who cried defamation over a 6-minute parody? That's not the brave, bold truth teller we were promised. It's a diva in a castle of glass. And every joke, every sketch, every meme, it throws another stone. And if Meghan doesn't learn to laugh, to let go, there won't be much of that castle left. So here's the final word. Meghan wanted to silence a parody, but all she did was prove it right. And now, instead of being remembered as a woman who rose above it all, she's being watched as the one who couldn't take a joke. And in this media world, that's the one thing even a royal can't afford.